Have you ever had a photographer say to you, or a consultant, or have read this on the internet, if you want to get more work, be better than your competition? I know I've said that. Uh, and whenever I say it, I kind of cringe a little bit inside because I'm thinking, I'm not really sure what that means, better. I know that it's a term that we use, be better than. But what does that mean in real life? Be better than. How is one picture better than another? Um, it it's such a subjective place. I don't think there is an objective better. It's very subjective. Your clients may like this photographer's work better than yours. That's fine. And you might look at it and go, but my work is better. They don't see it that way. Whatever they see in that photographer's work, they like. We're not talking about price. We're not talking about competition, etc. We're talking about real life. What's better? I think in basic terms, there really is no such thing as being better than something else unless there are specific parameters attached to what that means. And most of the times, most of the cases, that's just not it, not happening. It's just sort of tossed out there. Be better. I want to be better than my competition. Maybe you want to differentiate yourself from your competition. Possibly what you're saying is, I want to be different than my competition. And I think that's a very good place to be. I think different is solid, especially when the difference is built on what you're really, really good at. The difference is maybe your lighting just brings out a nuance that another photographer doesn't. Doesn't mean that it's better. It just means that you're bringing out nuances in the photograph that another photographer can't do or doesn't do because that's not their style. It's up to the client to decide which one is better. Your desire to create your own work will make your work stand out. How do you differentiate yourself? Well, you can do it business-wise by, always returning phone calls. Right there. Going to put you in a class all by yourself. Do you know how many photographers do not return phone calls? Do you know how many photographers don't return phone calls to me? And I'm just a guy running a website, doing a blog. It's just like, man, I don't want to talk to him. I'm not going to return a phone call. You know how many phone calls I don't return? Damn few. If someone calls me up, I'll call them back and say, really not interested, or I'll pass, or thanks for calling. That sounds great. Let's do it. What have you. But I've always done that because you never know. You just never know who's going to be on the other end of that phone, and what proposition may lead to another proposition, which may lead to another proposition. Sometimes those things are out there. How else can you differentiate yourself? Your portfolio, your lighting, your choice of cameras, your point of view, your color palette, whether you shoot black and white or color or both. Do you shoot film? Do you shoot large format? Do you do aerials? Do you have a drone? Differentiation is key. Better is a fallacy. We're struggling to be better, but we don't know what that means really. And if we do apply some sort of criteria to that, it's our criteria. It's our stacked deck. My work is better because it does all the things I really like. Does it do the things your client really likes? Or does it do the things that the client you don't have yet really like? I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I'm thinking maybe not. I'm thinking what we have to do is to sit down and look at our work and say, how can I make this work differentiate me from the pack? And I don't mean the pack of the entire world. You may not be world class yet, but you're going to have to differentiate yourself from the pack of the guys and gals in your town. That you have to do. Can you imagine sitting down with an art director and saying, this is my portfolio. All my shots in here look just like Henry, the guy that you're using now. My stuff is just as good as Henry's. In fact, it looks just like Henry's. That's a hell of a selling point, isn't it? Hey, you know that photographer that you're using now? My stuff's just like his. Or, hey, Mr. Art Director, you know that guy that you're using now? His stuff sucks. My stuff's so much better. Which is kind of like saying to the art director, you have really bad taste using that other photographer. You're a moron for doing that. You should be smart and go with me. Here's a winning proposal. Because everybody likes to be told they're stupid. I mean, it's just a fact of life, right? Hey, I can do it just like is not good enough. I want to present something different. I want to present something to you in my work, to you that speaks of my sensibilities. Maybe it's because I'm very deliberate. It's maybe because I'm very focused on the sensitive nature of how photography works, because it is sensitive. Everybody sees something a little bit different, and we are flooded with imagery today, folks. Flooded with imagery. Go up on Instagram and Facebook, and there's new pictures all the time, just flooded out. Are they all good? Not for me to say. I know there's a lot that I don't particularly like, or that I don't totally understand, or that I would say, I don't want to look at this anymore. But then there's a lot of stuff that I go, wow, that's pretty cool. Am I the arbiter for your taste? I don't think so. Don't want to be. Don't want to be. Are you the arbiter for my taste? I don't think so. I like what I like for me. And I do what I do for me because it's the only person I can be true to. And that way I can build at least a portfolio, a body of work that looks like my work. And I think that's really the most important thing you can do. So to recap, there may not be anything good or bad about the photographs in front of you. They are what they are. What we're looking for is a distinction. Are the photographs distinctive? Are your photographs distinctive? I hope they are. If they're not, you got a little work to do.